Hi, it's Jonathan, and welcome to a special episode of my Trident series. Today, I'll tell you some current events involving my homeland, the United States. While Russian forces continue their attacks on Ukraine, the American and Russian leadership are planning a meeting. Specifically on August 15th, this Friday, Vladimir Putin plans to meet with Donald Trump at the joint base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage, Alaska to negotiate an agreement. Which is kind of ironic since not only is the base meant to counter Russia, but the Russian government itself has been saying Alaska is ours for over 3 years.
Я согласен вернуться не к хельсинским границам, но хотя бы к границам Венского конгресса, уважая международное право.
Embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia on Friday.
And they continue to write about the People's Republic of Alaska. Anyway, Trump has advocated a ceasefire and warned of severe consequences if the Russian Federation doesn't agree with it. What the ceasefire entails remains to be seen. The Times reports that the US government proposed allowing Russia to continue occupying parts of Ukraine akin to how Israel occupies the West Bank. However, Anna Kelly, the White House's deputy press secretary, has denied this report, calling it fake news. Ultimately, I am not sure if any of this matters that much, for both sides are sticking to their demands. The Russian side continues to demand the withdrawal of Ukrainian forces from areas Russia controls, and even some areas they don't. Meanwhile, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky suggested that the meeting should focus on a ceasefire in Ukraine, although he continues to insist that we will never leave the Donbass. The Ukrainian position is backed up by Canada's Prime Minister, Mark Carney, who met with European Union leadership to discuss support for Ukraine. Moreover, the Nordic-Baltic 8, a group of 8 Northern and Eastern European countries, made a statement that only a combination of determined diplomacy, unwavering support for Ukraine, and consistent pressure on the Russian Federation can end the war. Moreover, there are already plans for protests against Putin's visit. The advocacy group Stand Up Alaska has condemned this planned summit and affirmed its support for Ukraine. The website marchagainst.org lists these following planned protests. On August 14th, there will be 3 different Alaskan protests for Ukraine, including an Alaska Stands With Ukraine event held by Stand Up Alaska at Anchorage at 5:30 p.m. on 2880 Seward Highway, the intersection with Northern Lights Boulevard, another Alaska Stands With Ukraine event on the Small Boat Harbor Boardwalk in Valdez at 6 p.m., a War Criminals Not Welcome, which is to be held by a local 5051 group on Flag Bridge in Fairbanks, and a We Stand With Ukraine event in Ketchikan, Alaska. Meanwhile, August 15th, the day of the summit, has plenty of events, including an office overflow in Anchorage set for 1 p.m. on 510 L Street, a Party for Socialism and Liberation rally set for Alaska's MLK Memorial at 5:30 p.m., a rally held by Indivisible in Anchorage scheduled for 12 p.m. at Alyeska Highway and Hightower Road, another rally in Homer to be held from 5 to 6 p.m. on the corner of Lake Street and Bypass, Freedom Friday, a protest in Soldotna, which is scheduled to be held at 6 p.m. on the Soldotna Y, the intersection of Sterling Highway and Kenai Spur Highway, and the No War Criminals protest and rally which will occur at Whale Park in Juneau at 6 p.m. Lastly, from 1 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, August 16th, there will be a rally against Putin and Trump in Alaska on 891 East Parks Highway in Wasilla, Alaska. Alaskans, be sure to attend one of them if possible. I hope you found this a useful summary. If you want to learn more about the summit in Alaska, be sure to check out the YouTube channels Anna for Ukraine and Greg Terry Experience. For now, I'm Jonathan Lombardi, and I'll see you in the next video.
Ще не вмерла України, ні слава, ні воля. Ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші горіченьки, як